Wow. Do you guys hear that? That's the wind. Bear with me here. I'm going to mute here. That is the wind. I'm not going to be on here long. I just want to make an announcement, and it's about to get deep. I'm going to talk to you guys really quickly about the war of shadows that is coming. Welcome in, everyone. I'm going to just shoot through this really quickly because I do not have much time. But I will say this to say that yesterday's video was very interesting, as you know, I got a prophetic, message from Father God, that, or Father Source, that it said these exact words, that God will face its shadow in July. God will face its shadow in July. And you can look at that video yesterday, and it talks about how these disagreeable inorganic energies like Baal, Moloch, Satan, reptilians, and all of that, they are not here, but rather what is happening is they are broadcasting their signal, their consciousness or their signal into the 3D realm. And so therefore, all of the people on the world stage, the elites, the presidents, the aristocrats, and, celebrities to some degree, they're all bots, either clones or either technologically, maybe also like Erica Kirk, created by the industrial military complex, where they're not actually real vessels, but what it is, there is a negative vibration broadcasting into those vessels to try to control us. And now this is where it gets deep, because remember when I told you guys that my whole life is supernatural and that I actually live these codes out in my day-to-day life? Well, last week when we did the cosmic ministry, it was very interesting because all of a sudden we were holding a meditation together to shift the collective consciousness, right? And all of a sudden this hook that always pops up in the automatic drawings with Erica Kirk, as we know she's Bao, right? The hook popped up on our, meditation that we were doing, right? And it was very interesting because as I re-examined that today, the hook was facing the opposite way. So I'm thinking that we were able to bend the hook, meaning I'm thinking we were able to create some sort of split or tear in this false timeline that they have us in. This matrix now, guys, is looking a lot like a energy vortex to penetrate left brain, right brain, masculine and feminine, that is connected to the cosmic sphere, the cosmic source. The matrix right now is looking like a place like the Colosseum that holds energy to zap you just enough for these interstellar messages, objects, frequencies, or even the beings broadcasting their negative frequency from a lower dimension, aka hell, into this biosphere. We got all of this, guys. You guys have no idea what you did in the cosmic ministry. So when I went back and re-examined that, this is what in fact is happening. And we actually started to turn that hook. Now, we want to re-examine tonight, did we turn this thing enough? Or is that deception? Because as we know, sometimes beings will be deceptive. So we're going to tune into some energies this evening. Very interesting. We're going to examine our automatic drawing, right? Because there was if you go to the Patreon and you look at the last message I just posted, there's some words, some letters that popped up in our automatic drawing. And I will really quickly show you guys here, and then we're going to do this work this evening. But the automatic drawing here There's some words up here, some letters. And these letters are N-A-R-N. N-A-R-N. And boy, when I went to decode these letters, it led to the Babylon Project, the Babylon 5, the Babylon Project. They say it's a fake sort of, I'm not sure if it's a cartoon or a TV series. Source just led me to this. But nevertheless, it was very interesting when I went through it line by line. It had all the information of what is happening right now on the Earth School. It is crazy. Let me tell you really quickly, guys. I'm not going to be on here long. I just got to get this out and get us prepared for this evening. So, really quickly, I'm just going to give you a synopsis of what I read and how I understand it. That there is a group of beings, right, called Narn, N-A-R-N, and there was a shadow war. Remember when I spoke about the shadow? The God will face his shadow come July? That was yesterday's video. Now, the uncoding of the automatic drawing that we did during the meetup, the Cosmic Ministry last week, has led us kind of off the grid. We're going interstellar, guys. So get ready. We're going interstellar this evening. And this group of beings, well, what we kind of figured out is that they are part of a shadow race, right? Remember, anything not birth of the balance of good and evil, they're not from source. They don't have soul and spirit. As we know, a lot of the beings controlling this lower realm, the 3D realm, is only birthed out of the fragmentation, right? You know the story of Sophia, on how this is how the story goes. They say she wanted to create without including the masculine, her masculine counterpart, and therefore birthed Yaldabaoth by accident. And they say that Yaldabaoth actually is the God of the Old Testament. This is what the Gnostics believe. But I'm here to tell you that these beings have something nefarious planned for humanity. So what's interesting is that these beings are one of the newest sort of I'm hearing soft species. I don't know what that is, but I guess we'll uncode that tonight. But I think what happened was the Yaldabaoth, the Baal, the Moloch, all of those energies tried to collude with these energies. And what it is that they want is to steal humanity's telepathic gene. That came up today. When I was looking through all of this stuff, they want to steal the telepathic gene. They had it, but they lost it because there was a great war. It's called the War of Shadows. This already happened. And so when I channel that God will face his shadow come July, we've already done this before. But the only difference now is we have the polarities involved. As before, I believe we only had the shadow versus the shadow. Dark versus dark. Now light versus dark will go head to head come July, right? So the plan is they want to steal humanity's telepathic gene. They had it, they didn't do right by it because they were colluded by these lower field energies, the Satan, the Lucifer, the Baal, the reptilians, right? And so it turned these group of people, Narn, because they did spend a stint of their time in captivity and slavery, and it kind of turned them, into a little bit of nefarious beings, right? And we got all this from the automatic drawing that was done in the Cosmic Ministry. Right. And then I went in with the channeling and this is what it was very easy because the letters are right here in the automatic drawing and source just led me instantly to the right information. But I say that to say that this is what it's hard to wrap your head around with the Cosmic Ministry. It's hard to wrap your head around, but this is what we're going to do. This is where it becomes supernatural, right? This is for the supernatural, where these things will pop up during our sessions and then source will lead us to what it is that we need to know. And every time we meet back together, we'll keep decoding and we will keep deconstructing the negative energy they're sending our way, and we'll keep deconstructing their negative diabolical plan. They have a plan to, this is what we found. They have a plan to use eugenics. What's that sound like? Epstein. They have a plan to steal our DNA. What does that sound like? Remember Epstein had all those 23andMe kits? They have a plan to steal our relics. What does that sound like? All of the ancient things from the early, civilizations that are in the museums all over the world. They have a plan to steal the dust. And what came up when I was looking at this today is they are taking the ancestors from the ground. And I'm talking ancient ancestors from, I was getting the land of Israel, Kemet, which is modern day Egypt and Ethiopia. They are digging them up and taking the dust because they are looking for something. So they're hoping that they do this. They're trying to crossbreed. This is what source is saying in this moment. These beings are the Jeffrey Epsteins. You have to understand, they're all colluding together. And what we were able to do in the cosmic ministry is to catch them. And what they are doing is they are digging up relics, but specifically dead people. They're calling this relics. They're getting something from the dirt. Remember when I said the genomes live on for at least 500 years after you pass away? So they're trying to get the genomes, and then with the 23andMe kits and all of the ancestral DNA, then they're taking the fresh DNA. They're trying to cross-pollinate they're trying to get back to as original as they can, as ancient as they can, but they need to do the DNA to cross-reference the dust or the dead, ancestors that they're digging up. Once they find that, then they're trying to cross-pollinate this, I'm hearing, to bring back online the ancient telepathic code that these beings lost because of the first shadow war. So we've already had the shadow war, as I spoke about. God will face the shadow come July. That was the message yesterday. We've already done this before. They lost, and we took back from them the ancient telepathic gene. Now they're at it again. That's why they keep reseeding themselves. This is why Jeffrey wanted to put his genomes in all of humanity, because the eugenics, guys, it's much bigger than you ever thought. The eugenics, the DNA test, by the way, it's illegal in Israel. It has to be court ordered for you to have that, but it's not illegal in the rest of the world. And they do that on purpose because, of course, they don't need, the Jewish people, modern day Jewish people's DNA, because those are the people, sorry to say, it's how the channel goes, that are lacking the telepathic gene. They're trying to get that back because it was taken from them the first time we did the War of the Shadow. Now, Source is doing that again, and what they want is to figure out a way, and I think they want to do this before that date happens in case they lose. They want to figure out a way to get the telepathic gene. They want to turn our genes off. Oh, it also goes on to say that they cause these pandemics, like the sickness to the people who have the telepathic gene. They want to kill them off, and that's their MO. But why they're doing all this is because they want that for themselves. So why is all this happening with Epstein files and everything else? They are looking for the telepathic gene. That is what all of this is for, because with the telepathic gene, they can now turn us off, and then they will turn themselves back on it's the world domination becomes a total replacement of the human race. This is what I truly believe. Tonight, we're going to dig a little bit deeper into this. I'm going to go a little bit more into the automatic drawing. I'm going to go into a little bit channeling and light language. And then we are going to hold the light in meditation all together again to shift this and to break the enemy's tools. So if you're asking yourself, what can I do? It's not just enough to bring videos and it's like, oh my God, they're eating people and babies and all that. So what do we do now? We have to do the work, because remember, God is an action word and nothing moves unless you are good, right? Nothing progresses and ascends and gets cleared unless you are good, unless your works are good. Faith without works is dead. So what you can do is we can meet in the cosmic ministry and we can hold the light to shift this, because it's bigger than the eating of the children. It's bigger than slavery, guys. This is the demise of the entire human race, because of what you possess is the telepathic gene. And what is happening right now, and this is why they needed to sedate us with the jabs, this and that, and the fear bombs, and the energy harvesting, and the consciousness transferring, because naturally your telepathic abilities is turning online in this new age that we find ourselves in. And if you remember who you are, because the telepathy will also birth the other spiritual gifts, where you can time travel, teleport, where you will even understand that this is a time loop that they have us in, and we will put ourselves back on the sovereign I am time, which everything happens all at once, all together. It is the eternal moment of now. That's the true time. So what the elites are doing and have been doing for a very long time is trying to steal the telepathic gene. And this is why all of the pandemics across the world, the mass mutilations, it's all just been trying to find out what you possess inside. That's the larger thing that's going on. And the separate thing is that they use your energy, they use the body, they consume it, and, they know how to do their disgusting things with the remains. But what they are looking for is the God gene. And I think we've said this before, but it's interesting how it popped up in the automatic drawing, and it gives us a direct line to the people that are in charge of this. So these people have been manipulated. They don't understand that, because they are a relatively new sort of star race, and they are humanoids, but they weren't before. The Jeffrey Epsteins of the world have been doing the DNA manipulation and, lab putting stuff in petri dishes, essentially, until they got something that was viable. So this species, they don't even understand that they're also being used, and I don't think they understand where this ends. We've been at this as humanity for a very long time. And it's interesting because I believe we are going to go to a future timeline, because in the future, we do see this working around the year of 2262, their plan. So right now, what we're doing in the cosmic ministry, we're going to be working on that future timeline, which, there's technically no such thing as, past or present. Everything is all at once. But just to keep it on linear time, we are going to be working in the year 2262 to go ahead and detonate this this demonic timeline that they have planned for humanity. So you guys can sign up for the Cosmic Ministry. You can find that in the down below the description box. I will put everything there. I'm going to do that right now. So after the video ends, if you want to sign up for the Cosmic Ministry, you can definitely go to the Patreon, and the link will be listed down below. And if not, that's okay too. I will come back with our findings, afterwards. So, what happened during the session. But for everyone that will attend, I wanted to get you guys up to speed. So if you have time, you can start looking at that. If the Babylon project, and because I haven't watched anything, I just came into this discovery of what it is. But if you have time, you can check out that Babylon project and this star race NARN. Okay, you know what? It almost sounds like RNA, the DNA, RNA, whatever. It sounds like that. But this is what is happening behind the scenes, guys. So I think it's cool that we are able to see these things, as a collective. I think that is very cool for us. And I am going to put this down here really quickly. All right, so you will see that Patreon link. There's also a link if you want to take advantage of the February special for the quantum telepathic hypnosis with past life regression and entity removal, the most healing session by far. And there is a discount link down below, guys. Okay, so the link, we're going to join live on Zoom together for everyone in the Cosmic Ministry membership. That link is posted in the Cosmic Ministry Patreon, the Zoom link for us to all join. Guys, you did it! Oh, yes! There you, Natalie? Yes, Natalie, please watch it if you have time. Natalie, you are on top of it, girl. Yes. Ancient Shadow, yep, who believes chaos creates strength. And the Volorns, who believe order creates strength. Yep, guys, so research that. Oh my God, the Bohemian Grove is in July. Atmos just said. So remember how I said they wanted to take, because remember, Charlie was their martyr. They lined him up with the Christ vibration. And I think that they want to try to sacrifice, like we said, parts of Charlie, the body. Now the consciousness is still alive, guys. Let's keep that real. And we've been through this. The consciousness of Charlie is still living. The body is what they finally started to decease starting around November. They started doing things, and by December 31st, I did not see that body in physicality, but the consciousness lives on. Okay, just like Erica Kirk's consciousness is still here, her original form, and they will be going into new avatars, some sort of minority civil rights leaders, and it'll be very interesting when they pop up on the scene, guys. So this is in line with yesterday's message, because remember how I said, I think the day before yesterday, that who are these beings, who's them, the Moloch, the reptilian, like who's all of this energy that's ruling the world? It's a collage. Remember I said that they stole a group of beings that I didn't see any negative energy coming from them. They were a small group of people. That's what I'm saying. That's what I just found. That's who these people are. But they added to it. So they have some Lyrian codes, some of these Narn, species, and then animal DNA. Like, they've been doing this eugenics thing to even get down here on this planet. This whole thing was created. It was not organic. That's why, that's why Source says this is Satan's domain. Because remember, anything dark is just birthed out of one polarity. They come from Yaldabaoth's line. It did not have the balance of masculine and feminine. Therefore, it does not possess good. Therefore, it can't go through the duality focal point. It can't go through the eye of the needle, because the energy is only out of one polarity. And remember, in order to get out of this realm, you must collapse the polarities by learning both sides, the good, the bad, the right, the wrong, the black, the white. And then you can collapse it when you learn the lessons. And that's the energy surge and the key code out of the matrix. This matrix right now, guys, really quickly, they are hitting us with a bunch of different frequency blast, and I can feel it. They're outside putting those 6G, 7G towers. Mind you, I said this last year, 6G, 7G is coming. Notice that I'm saying it together. I don't care if they tell you it's just 6G. No, that's not true. It's 6/7G. They're putting them in the ground together, and I see people outside working. I know what they're doing, and that's why another pandemic is coming, because the last time the pandemic, I saw the same people outside putting these towers or putting these things in the ground. And so now there's some new strand of sickness going around. Go figure. They already got a lot of people zombied up, so they don't technically need to do it as big as they did with COVID. They can just cause, that's what I'm getting. They don't need to, because a lot of people are already zombied up. So they just need a little bit of people that will, bring the frequency copacetic to what it is, the energy that they are trying to impede into the greater wide humanity, is what I'm getting. We have gone interstellar, guys. We have gone interstellar. So I'll see you guys tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we will continue on with this. And don't you worry, I will bring back to you guys what it is that we work on. And even if you're not in the cosmic ministry, that's fine. And then we will do some work here together as well on a later date. Okay, so the War of Shadows, guys. We're about to dismantle these suckers this evening. They think they're so smart. They think they're going to steal our telepathic genes. That's what all these kits are for, and all of these tests. Y'all, the whole system's a lie. Even when you go do the DNA testing for like paternity, it's all a lie. The whole medical industry's in on it. That's why they need all your blood, vials and vials of blood. It's all a lie. They're all in on it. They have just been looking to get the ancient gene. And I'm hearing they're going to cross-pollinate it with them so they can take our spot. It's on a grander scale, because you know how the false Jews are saying they're the Israelites, but they're not. And so what happens to the real Israelites? They still become a wandering people, right? It's bigger. They're going to take humanity's telepathic gene. The telepathic gene is the only way out of the matrix. You'd be stuck here forever if you do not have that, because that is the gateway into the seventh sphere of consciousness. It's the gateway out of the frequency band that they have us in. It's just two wall or a circle dome walls zapping with energy. That's what they're saying Earth is. That's why they say it's round. Nope. Source is saying that's their dome of frequency control. That's what that is. It's a lot to, I'm just channeling a lot, but sorry guys, I can't really stay. I gotta run, and I will see you guys. So the link is down below if you want to sign up for the Cosmic Ministry. But I love all of you guys so very much. I love you. I love you. I love you. And so it is as we walk together in divine love. Let me scroll up and say hi to a few people. Hi, Carolyn, Sister Carolyn. Hi, Sister Sonia. Hi, Gail, Natalie Atmos, Dapple, D Cam. Hi, Keely. All right. I think I got everyone in my kind of mind. Bye, guys. See you.